Well, hello everyone. So in this video, I want to share with you a new set of little painted foliage items that I've made. And how they work, it's actually super cool, super fun if you're into more of the painting or artistic side of photography. So here's a cute little picture of Ellie. And then what I did was I came in and I painted it. So you can see that I totally painted the foliage and the baby and the little horse she was on. And you can see that I wanted to make the horse less, I guess it's pretty vintage, but anyways, I painted the whole thing. And then I added in my painted little items. So I'm just going to show you them really quick so you can see. So it's one set, but in each set, they come as a layered file like this, okay? And what you do is you just drag whichever item you want directly into the scene. So this is a flower hedge, this is a regular hedge, this is kind of a flowering tree, another tree, and then here we have a whole bunch of bushes, and this I tend to put in the foreground. So we're just gonna open Ellie back up and I'll show you what I did. If I open up the group, I'll just turn these items off so you can see. So right here, you can see that I added a tree, and then I duplicated that and I flipped it and I added it to the other side. And then I added this bush in right here, like so. And then I added this bush right over here. And then here's the foreground that I added in front of Ellie. And here's another one on the other side, okay? And you can see because these are created with painterly type brushes that it really does blend well with the whole scene. And then over here, I just did my basic color toning and other adjustments to finish the image. Okay, so I'm gonna show you right here with this image, basically how you use them and how you can create a scene. So if you shoot something in a studio and you don't have a foliage existing background, then what do? Well, what I did was I cut my subject out and I retouched her here and I painted her dress. Now keep in mind, everybody, especially like with this one with Ellie, if you really want to know how I paint in Photoshop, then please consider joining for free the Photoshop Creativity Virtual Summit that's being held March 23rd to the 26th. I will post links below in the description. There will be 3 links. One link is to your free VIP pass, and that means you can watch all the videos for all 3 days without any charge. And if you want to get the VIP pass, that means that you're going to get a whole bunch of digital gifts from all of the instructors, and there's tons of instructors, amazing instructors that are very well known for their Photoshop skills. And from me, I'm teaching 2 courses. I'm teaching how to create artistic creative textures. So with that one, you're going to get pattern stamp set, you're going to get a brush set, and you're going to get actual creative textures with that course. For my painting lesson, you're going to get my full set of painting brushes, okay? So those links will be down in the description. So if you want to learn how to do those things in Photoshop and join with the summit, you can join free or join as a VIP. Keep in mind, VIP members have lifetime access to the videos, so you can always refer back to them. And the free pass gets you access to the videos for 24 hours. Okay, so let's go back to this one. So again, like I said, I just cut out my subject and then I painted her. Then what I did was I added a dark gray background. And if I open this up in here, what I did was I just painted a basic generic painting background just for a little bit of depth and texture. Then I added in my first tree, added in my second tree. Then I added in a gradient behind her, added in another tree, and then another one here, and here, and here. Added some flowers in. Here's this is the floral bush hedge. Put that in, and then some more flowers here. And then I came in with another layer and just painted over a little bit of that background just to soften it a bit and remove some of the contrast. If I open up this is my overgroup. So I added in more flowers, as you can see here. And then I added in my foreground. That's the shadow layer. And then just a regular blend mode over top. And you can see that it just really works with, if you put your first foreground layer on your multiply blend mode, it creates like a deep shadow. So it allows your original normal blend mode layer to really pop. Then I added a curves adjustment, just wanted to darken up some of the areas that should have been more in shadow, and then came in and did the same thing overall. And that's how you do it. So you can create any scene that you want. All it takes is a little bit of imagination. So I'll just show you really quickly how I apply these. So what you do is you grab your file like this, let's say. Let's choose a different one. So we're going to grab this one, and all you do is pull it over, and then you can choose whichever item you want. So you can see the first one up here is this tree. So you just drag it on. And you're going to see when you drag it on, you're going to go, oh my gosh, that's so little. Like, that's not going to work. But the beauty is that because they are actual digital art and it's not a photograph, you're not really going to lose any resolution when you increase the size. And it also keeps the file size smaller so that I can actually store it on my store, which has a size limitation. But I'll just show you. So you can make it as big or as little as you want. Just hit enter and you can see the quality is there. So you don't have to worry that the quality is not very good because, again, these are just little paintings of foliage and trees. So that's all I do. I just add it on like that. Maybe you want this orange bush in. Again, you can make it whatever size you want. Something like that maybe. And you can also play with reducing the opacity if it's too strong like that. So something like that. And then we're going to grab this one here. So here it is. It looks very little right now. But all we're going to do is just resize it. We're going to pull it in front of our subject so that it now becomes more of a foreground. And especially when you're working with cutout subjects like this, it really does work well. But again, like what I typically will do is turn the blend mode to this one to multiply, duplicate my layer, go back to normal, and then I can reduce my normal so that it's darker in the foreground, right? So something like that. But that's how you do it. And I find that these, are great for creating your own backgrounds like this. But honestly, if you have images that you are interested in painting a very beautiful outdoor scene, then these just really embellish and help a lot. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope to see you at the summit coming up this month. And until the next video, I'll see you then.